All right, everybody. Welcome back. Tonight, we have a special guest for y'all. This is Nick Rossi that is joining us tonight. He is a very, very talented musician and artist that I've become like a really big fan of, and we've ended up communicating quite a bit. He's in the realm of, I would consider, pop punk. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, that's a pretty damn close assessment.
So, yeah. So, no, and his music is just outstanding and amazing, and his talent really resonates, and you can tell there's a passion there for it. So we kind of wanted to bring him on. Not kind of. We definitely reached out to him and said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on."
No, they didn't want me. I begged them to put me on.
With that being said, welcome, Nick, and thank you for taking the time to join us this evening, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah. You just go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm looking forward to this conversation because I know we don't know each other, but I'm pretty musically challenged, I guess would be the polite way to say it. But I enjoy it here and there. But definitely was going through some of your stuff and really appreciate what you do. And more than anything, I appreciate when people have a passion for something. You can see true passion, and it comes out in their art, whatever that be, whether it's athletics or music or drawing, whatever it is. It's when someone's, in love with something and gives it their all. You can see that in the final product. So even though I don't exactly know what I'm listening to or looking at, a lot of the times I can still pick up those notes and things. And I'm excited to hear, what got you into it and just your journey and like your goals and how you kind of got your voice in it too. Like what inspirations you drew and all that. So really looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, man. There's a lot to unpack there. I don't even know where to start, honestly.
Wherever you want, brother. We're free flowing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I don't know why my mind went to this. Probably because I had a podiatrist appointment today because my feet are messed up from playing soccer all these years. But I wouldn't be probably doing this right now if I didn't break my foot senior year of high school, to be honest.
What position did you play?
I was a striker and winger, mostly at that point winger. And I was playing at a broken foot for like 3 years. And but you avoid
myself
that something was seriously wrong. But it was
sometimes as like an athlete, you like to avoid going and finding out what's actually wrong because the only thing that's going to happen is them telling you that you can't play anymore. So as long as you can manage the pain and deal with it, you get by and deal with the repercussions later.
I know someone just like that, and it's that guy.
No. He doesn't remember.
I've never been injured. No injury.
No.
Oh, okay. But anyways, so
not on paper, how?
Yeah, nothing documented, but
yeah.
Oh, it's in my brain, but okay. But anyways, yeah. So
I'd like to hear where he was going to go with that about it.
Yeah,
so you said
I don't even know. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Oh, you just said
soccer. You broke your foot.
Yeah. I mean, so I've always played guitar since I started playing when I was 7. So
was that something that was in the family as well? Like
no, actually.
Okay.
Well, my grandfather was pretty musically inclined, but he didn't really play any instruments. He just liked to sing a lot, and that's where my parents think my brother and I both kind of get the music stuff from. He doesn't do anything with music now, really. He just he'd play drums. I would play guitar, and we would just jam at home all the time growing up. And he's pretty damn solid drummer. And I know that deep down he wishes he was kind of part of what I'm doing. Which when he's home and around and we have a show or a gig or something, I make him part of it. I bring him up for a couple songs or a song or two, and he always appreciates that. And it's always fun to kind of get the old band back together in that aspect.
The living room
but
band.
yeah, but no, seriously though, we started playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band and got addicted to it, and that's honestly what got us into actually playing the real instruments. So yeah, that's literally probably the only reason why I actually do anything with music to this day is because I'm a nerd and big gamer, so and that was one of my favorite games growing up, and that's like all we
Right.
play. Like we played as a freaking family all the time, and my dad would come over and play. My mom every now and then would as well. So it was something we like to do. But yeah, I mean, soccer kind of consumed my life for most of high school, and I wanted to play in college, showcase tournaments. There was stuff every weekend happening, which leads me back to the foot injury, where didn't really have time to I couldn't afford being out for an extended period of time from surgery or whatnot if I needed that, which became pretty clear that that'd probably be the only way around when it got real bad.
Was
But
it like
anyways,
a
yes.
stress fracture just from like the compression of soccer cleats, and or was
Um
it?
so it was just a overuse injury that just got worse
Mm.
and worse and worse, and the sesamoid bone, ball of your foot, that bone separated by
Mm.
like 2.5 inches
Yeah.
completely by the time I had surgery, and I tore two tendons that are kind of crucial for your foot to work
Yeah.
properly. And I fractured all my toes. So,
Yeah.
and I broke another part of my toe. Dude, yeah, mess.
No, I get it. I get it. I mean, even though we play paintball, like I wear soccer cleats, some 8 hours a day, sometimes, 11 out of 12 days in a row. And it's brutal on it. And then messed up ligaments in my big toe and stuff like turf toe. And so people hear injuries like that and they don't think anything of them, but they're pretty
Bad.
excruciating. And like,
Yeah.
not only is it, but it's not just pain management. It takes away your explosion. It takes away your cutting abilities. And
Yeah, man. After, I had the surgery and I didn't play for a while, and I didn't play in college because I just got discouraged from it took me like a year to recover. It was close to it. Sucked. But the love for the game for me never went away. And slowly over time I started getting back into playing, and now I'm at a point where I'm playing like every week, and I have for over a year or so now, just like co-ed leagues and men's leagues, just kind of on and off.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about soccer is you can play men's league and stuff. If you were playing American football, it's like once you're done playing, you never get to play it again. So you get to get a hit of that passion they used to have, and I'm sure the downtime of injury. If you look back on it, like I'm sure you got to spend a lot more time on your guitar and
so that's kind of what I was getting to. I don't want to go too much to the sports thing, but I mean, sitting around doing nothing. I can't work out. I can't play soccer. I can't run, whatever. So that's when I really started to write stuff. Sitting around all day playing guitar, and started writing my own songs. And that's kind of what got this whole thing kickstarted for me. I mean, like I said, I've always played, multiple times a week since 7 years old, whatever. But I didn't really do anything with it, I guess, like seriously until that time. So I started writing my own stuff, and then one of my best friends in high school, he was friends with I went to a big school, so I think my graduating class was supposed to be like close to 1,000.
That's huge.
And it was like, I think it ended up being, I want to say like anywhere between 600 to 800 in that range. I don't even really remember. A lot of kids didn't graduate, but
more than
yeah, exactly. So there's this one kid that I didn't know, but he had a studio at his house that he built, and he was kind of doing, producing his own stuff too, because he had the same type of passion as I do at that time with writing, and at that point he was more into the recording and all that stuff. I didn't know anything about any of it really at the time. So that's when I really started to get my ideas down, record my first couple songs, and they're out and available to listen to, but they sound really bad, so I wouldn't.
No, they don't.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Can we cut that from the pod?
Yeah, cut it.
I'm like 80% kidding, but
No, the thing
Yeah,
about anything is like you look at things more critical of when it's your own, for one thing. Like your stuff sounds great for one, but your beginning is always not going to be the end destination. So
yeah,
it's important to see that like transformation
growth.
throughout. So like I would encourage everyone to go check you out. If you could let everyone know where to, that would be good to do.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram, TikTok, that's where I do most of my all my videos and stuff, and promo and
how we'll have
marketing
the
related
links all
stuff.
down in the bio of the stuff.
Oh yeah. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, YouTube, at any and everywhere really. If you just type in my name, it's a little tough to find. And I don't really want to go into detail about this, but if you just type in my name, just Nick Rossi on Google, a lot of pretty fucked up stuff comes up, and it's not me. I sort of fucking God. I mean, it should be pretty evident that the first thing that comes up, the person clear as day is not me.
It's like 48-year-old Florida man does this.
Dude, I don't know how old he is, but this guy's a scumbag, and he's done some pretty bad shit. Yeah, so it's not good.
Well, eventually the Google results will change.
Yeah, well,
we just need some more hits on it. Yeah, no, there will.
Well, that's the other problem is there's a lot of other Nick Rossis that are musicians that are some are more well known than I am, so it's like kind of cutting through noise at that point. But if you type in like Nick Rossi band or Nick Rossi music, I come up towards the top, which is good. At this point, years ago, it was not the case. You literally couldn't find me because just kind of starting off with putting stuff out, whatever. But yeah, anyways, I got a bunch of music out. I got a full album, full length album, a couple EPs, and a ton of singles. Released a couple experimental-ish covers this year. And how many originals did I put out? I put out two this year. 2 originals, not covers.
To get to 2 originals, like how many songs are you actually writing? Or do you like write something that you kind of like and like go through and like modify and change? And
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I kind of go through in the past I've gone through phases where like, I don't know, there'd be like a week or 2 weeks where I'm like coming up with a ton of ideas and putting in my voice memos, and then I just don't get to it for so long. Because I'm either working on other stuff already, or I forget, or I just don't have time, or whatever it is. A lot of that's changed over the last year, where I've been a lot better with that. I actually have a lot of new stuff that I have not teased or talked about or anything yet, really. Actually, Hal tried to call me earlier, and I didn't answer because I was in like a 4-hour session. So, a lot of really cool stuff that I'm really excited about. Some of like, I feel like I say this every time something new either comes out or I'm finishing up something new where I'm like, oh, it's the best thing I've done so far. It's like, I feel like every artist or band says that because it's new.
But they should. I think they should, because if they weren't going to feel that way, they wouldn't have made that. They would have made something else, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're always trying to improve. You're always trying to better it. You get an idea and you have the chance to grow that into fruition. It's like, and then that's your baby.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, parallels with this new stuff that I've done already, which I guess in a way maybe hints at some sort of me developing my own actual like signature sound or something. Like, I kind of know now like what I like and what I really don't like, which is nice because when I write, I kind of have a more so now a very clear idea, vision, and like I hear the song done before I even record anything.
That's nice. You got a target to shoot for then,
Yeah, which when I first started, which goes back to my first EP that I don't really want anyone to find. I consider taking that down. I don't know. I feel like I can't. Like it's, it's part of history. But anyways, back.
I mean, I think that's cool. It's like, even like comedians, like I listen to a lot of comedy. Like I'll find like random sets when they were growing up and horrible. That's cool. That's a part of that. It shows the growth. It shows all that, and it leads to a better, bigger story, and it allows people to, feel more connected to you. If you're only willing to show people a finished result, it's like a search for perfection, and then it seems unattainable to people. But when people understand that these results come from hard work and from trying and from failing and from growing, it allows people to see what's possible in this life. And it might not be for someone in music, it could be for something else, but they're able to, take that as lessons. So I think, those early steps are important. And, I definitely have stuff out there on the internet that, if it was like, if I just wanted to curate my image, I probably wouldn't want it there, but it's part of who I am.
What have you done? What have you done? No,
nothing bad.
What did you do, dude?
I'm older now, so I am glad that we grew up in an age without cameras everywhere and videos everywhere. But
it's crazy, man.
You grow up, you live, you make mistakes, you learn from them, and you become the person you are. So
I feel like I mean, obviously, you see that a lot with like even just like celebrities and stuff, like everything you do nowadays with those celebrity, just people in the spotlight, like they've every which angle they go and place they go is like someone's breathing down their neck somehow, somewhere, and there's always a camera and it's just like can't do anything in private. Like, I don't know, like it is a little like scary if you think about it. But
celebrities were kind of always like that, but like now I feel bad for kids, like all the Ring cameras get GPS trackers on them all the time. It's like you have to be able to make mistakes with your own choices and learn from them. If not, it's just like you're not going to grow up into an adult that knows how to deal with bad situations.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
So I hope you keep your early stuff out there. I guess that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, I will. And the other thing too is like, not to get too sidetracked, but even with like the videos that I've been consistently kind of putting out on social media for the last 6-8 months or so, even more than that. Yeah, I'd say about 8-9 months. That's when I first started doing this acapella series. But I mean, like it's polished audio. Like I record everything. Like it's all me. But I have people in the comments like accusing me, like, you're a vocoder, you're not even singing. It's like, dude, are you seriously? I feel like people don't know, like,
that's the negative thing about technology now and AI and everything. There's no one knows what to believe is true anymore. Like people can't believe their own eyes, can't believe their own ears, so they always go into things with an air of skepticism.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. But it's just one of those things that I feel like a lot of people aren't really educated on at all, which is totally fine. It's not like you have to be, but just to kind of understand, how you get from point A to point B. Obviously, like the production part and the building part of the videos, like I show that pretty explicitly, and how it's all built and stuff like that. But I guess the nitty gritty of the details and all that stuff, like a lot of people just don't know much about. And not that I use auto tune, but there's like very minimal tuning on certain parts that you're putting something out. Dude, every song you hear, you've ever heard, probably since we've all been on this planet, it's been edited and tuned, and that's not how you polish up and clean up a product. Like it's not. Yeah. It's just a way. It doesn't make or break somebody. Yeah. It doesn't make or break a singer. It doesn't make or break an artist. Like, well, unless you're like T-Pain or something. Like, if you take out
some people are made.
Yeah, well, that's for like artistic effect or for lack of a better word. That's purposely done. For that,
finding their little niche in it and being like, oh, I can exploit this.
Yeah. But then there's I just get blasted with those comments all the time, and I was actually talking to.
People like to hate, so it's like
Yeah, dude, it's really funny. There's one of the first ones I did that went viral. There was a comment of some dude that was blasting me for something similar, to what I just brought up, and I don't know how many likes or responses he has to the comment, but there's a lot of both, and it's really funny because, he accused me of whatever and said what he had to say, and then I don't usually ever respond to any of them because I just like. I don't really care enough. Like I don't get mad. I don't fight with people. The only time I ever like respond is if I have something like actually like important or beneficial to say that other people will read and be like, oh, all right. Like I
I
didn't
think
know
that's
that. Or
that's
like, hell
really
yeah,
important.
dude, like
Yeah,
give it to
that's
them.
important
Like,
the way you said it, because like when you respond to people like that, you're not responding to change their mind. You're responding to give everyone else the information who might come across it and read it.
yeah, there's always like an intent behind when I do that. And other times, if I'm feeling just like an idiot or like feeling good,
Yeah.
I'll just say something stupid that has nothing to do with anything they said back.
Yeah.
And I think my response to him or somebody on the same post was, "Anger is not the way of the Jedi." Because I was just like, the guy was getting all mad, and I was like, "Anger's not the way of a Jedi." And I have so many likes on that comment and like
Yeah, for
responses and
sure.
stuff because I'm like killing them with kindness /
Well, you're
joke.
just being real, you know.
Jokes.
You just add a little humor into a situation. People like a real response. Use a little
Yeah.
sarcasm and
I
anything's
think it's
good.
funny because like
Yeah.
I just don't give a flying fuck. You know, like I just don't care. So it's just like, dude, like if you're gonna be in my comments and be mad, I'm like, all right, cool, like be mad, but I'm gonna respond and try.
Hey,
Honestly, I try to make him more mad at that point.
For sure.
I think
for
it's
sure.
fun.
It's
I
like,
think
what's going on in your life right now that you care about this much? Like, it's because it
But
doesn't
goes with, like,
affect you at
anything.
all.
I know it
Yeah.
goes with like most things for me though. People are like, "Ah," all in comments, like angry about any and everything. It's just like you got nothing like better to do,
Yeah.
you know.
You got a lot of good comments too, though. And I'd say it's like people that like something and actually comment on it are like 1% of the people that like actually really love it. So it's
Yeah, there's definitely a good it's majority of that, I would say, which is really, really good. And, I love reading a lot of those comments and stuff. And, it feels good to be recognized for just years and years and years of like hard work behind the scenes that no one has ever seen or known that I've done. To them, I'm just some new artist or some new guy that's doing videos and whatever, but I've been consistently at this artist path since I started releasing stuff in 2018, but I was in college. I didn't really take it seriously until like 2021, 22. So it's been a handful of years, but I've still been at it work, behind the scenes working on my craft, especially with recording and producing and all that stuff. Numerous hours, like all day painstakingly working on just bettering my craft. I don't even want to know how many hours I've spent in the studio just working on something to make myself better or to learn something or to record something new and experiment with things and just find my own way. And dude, it's actually like crazy. Like if I got paid for all the hours I was up here, I'd be a freaking millionaire.
for sure. But you're getting paid in enjoyment of it. You're doing something that you love
that's the
to
thing is
do.
like
And
now that, when I see those types of comments, it makes me feel really good that all that hard work's paid off to some extent, and there's something coming back to me and seeing results and and I don't know, it just feels really good and inspires me to keep doing it and keep going and trying to hit the next milestone. I didn't even have a milestone of hitting a certain number, any followers or anything like that in social media. Like I didn't even think 10,000 followers would be attainable.
you just want to put out a good product, something that you want to listen to, that you enjoy making.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is since I got a lot of new followers and stuff from my acapella videos where I'm breaking down the production of a lot of mostly pop punk songs. Then there's the other aspect of how do I integrate my own music in here because I'm doing covers of a lot of Blink songs and Green Day, just a bit, all the bands, all the popular songs in the 2000s, that type of stuff. And my music's very similar to that, not far off at all. So if people like that stuff, they would probably like mine. I know it's not like terrible, at the very least. So just finding ways to kind of integrate that, into my social media posting and find ways to get it in front of them and have them actually pay attention because the acapella stuff is cool because when they see the song title or the band, they're like, oh, I like this song or I like this band. Oh, he's doing, oh, what are these numbers? Like, this is interesting. Oh, he's starting with the bass track. Like, let me see what happens. Like, and they end up watching. My average watch time of most of them is like anywhere between like 16 to 20 seconds, which is really freaking good.
Yeah, that is actually good.
Yeah, which is crazy because then I go to like, I post part of my music video or that I just put out a few months ago, or some form of content trying to promote my own music, and it's like night and day. Not all of them. There's some that I've done pretty good or close to that, sort of, but most of them are like not anywhere close, and that's the challenging part, because now it's like the engagement stuff's pretty solid, pretty good. Everyone's seems to like what I do, that they follow me for a reason, whatever. Now it's like, all right, cool. How do I cross what do you want to call it? I don't know why I don't want to say cross contaminate. That's
not cross contaminate.
We ain't cooking.
Cross marketing,
cross promote,
yeah, cross promote works.
Yeah, it's tough. I found some clever ways to kind of go about it, and some have worked, some have not. But it's just at that point kind of trial and error.
It's nice the amount of analytics that are available to like an individual now too, that where you can really take advantage of that and get your things in front of people that want to see it when they want to see it.
Yeah.
Because right time, right place is, sometimes more important than anything.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like it's weird. I had to actually repost that first video that went viral on Instagram, because the first time I put it up, when I first did it, nothing happened. It was like at all.
That's good though. You're like, no, this is good.
Well, the reason why I did it is because I put it on TikTok and it blew up immediately. So I was like, interesting. And then I put it on YouTube Shorts, and it did. Actually, I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it did really well in there. So I'm like, all right, maybe I should just try to put it up again, just see if if it was the wrong place, wrong time. Like you just never know. It's like it's kind of messed up too, because it could just really be that, timing. Like if the first 200 people that see the video just simply can't watch it, or they're out and about and they can't hear it, they're not listening to it, they're like, this could be cool, but I don't have time to listen. They just
on
scroll
a plane,
by.
scrolling by, boom, boom.
Yeah, it could be so situational, and that's the part that sucks. You'll never know.
Yeah.
If you think something's like viral worthy, or like people would like it, and then you post it and it flops, and it's just like, sometimes it just needs a repost or 2 or 3, maybe. Like you just never really know.
I think it's important to trust your own instincts in that, and not just like, oh, like this didn't get the the views and the reception that I thought it was going to. Well, I know it's good, but I believe in myself. I believe in this product I put out. Like I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna just tell people it's good, and I'm not gonna be hiding it because it wasn't successful right away.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a fine line that I don't want to cross, where it's like between spamming. If you're trying to like repost something, you don't want to seem spammy or desperate, I guess. But you also want to capitalize on something if it's going to potentially hit. And like I've done that, where I've reposted the same video and it's either flopped or done way better than the first time. It's just like you never know. Some have been pretty consistent. Like I reposted 1 or 2 or 3 videos on TikTok over the last 8 months or so, just to experiment with those things, because I'm just, I've had TikTok since it came out. I just never really I use it as a consumer, I like, it's weird. Like I know it was only like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but I feel like, I was just like a kid back then. I didn't have any real desire. I did have a desire to do something with music. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I hated social media. I didn't want to put myself out there. I worked a couple jobs, worked a full-time job. Yeah, I'm glad I did all the jobs that I did. I'm not going to say anything bad about the jobs themselves. It's just that I know deep down of who I am and what I want to be, that this is not the life I want. And I have so many things I am doing and will want to do and need to do for myself and my family, to make the sacrifices of all the decisions I've made to this point in my life to get to where I want to be. And I owe that to myself. So that's why I'm glad I'm in this position, because I left my full-time job about a year ago now. And I just put my head down and started grinding and figuring out a way I'm going to figure this out and do it and be successful. And like, I'm already seeing glimpses, and it's awesome. It really is. And it feels really good. I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing,
Yep.
It's crazy. It's really, if you told me a year and a half ago I'd be in the position I'm at now, which, isn't too crazy. It's not like I have 100,000 followers and, that'd be something, but, to me, the
Could be
numbers.
one good video away,
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's all it takes, I guess.
That's it.
I think it's interesting. Oh, sorry, I'll let you go. I just want to say, like, we live in a day and age now where, we don't have to go into the jobs the same way people do. So if it's not for you, don't spend your whole life regretting not taking a chance on something, right? And you even mentioned, like, all these unseen hours you put into perfecting your craft and how you're not getting monetary gains out of it. But in a way, like, there's the adage of, like, you need 10,000 hours of something to master it. To me, it's just like the more you have in it, the more ways you can look to exploit it, to improve it, to push the envelope on something. So those hours, even though you weren't getting paid like by the hour for them, you're getting paid in the long run for them, because that's what allows you to be the person you are now, and that's what allows you to be as talented as you are now. Without those, you would never have that chance.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, they say it takes 10 years in this business to make it or do something, and a lot of people don't even make it to that long because it's way too long of a time period with the results they yield during that time, or they give up, or they have to change course because they just hit a point where they're like, I'm not making money, or I need money. So then they end up working a job, and then they start slowly losing that, what if they have momentum, or
motivation, even
the motivation, the time they spent on the craft. I'm really, really, really fortunate and lucky to do this and be in this room with these guitars behind me and my laptop in front of me and my speakers in front of me and my recording equipment. I'm 26. I still live home. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have a support system.
Yep.
And I need to emphasize that because we wouldn't be having this this podcast right now. I wouldn't be on here if that weren't the case. I would have.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I would have given up by now, but it would have been very hard to be doing what I'm doing if I just kept doing what I was doing a year ago. It's just one of those things, man. And I'm blessed to come from a family that really believes in me and wants to just see me succeed, because they love what I do, and if they love it, they know other people will too. And they've gone to every gig, every show. They've been there, and they see the responses that my band gets, and that's all it took for them to really be on my side with, we'll do whatever, and they know that I'm putting my head down and grinding and figuring it out, and the money will come. I'm not in a position where I have to really worry too much about that. I have, student loans and stuff to pay off, unfortunately. But it's just a time game, man. I feel like it really is. And it's just something you just gotta keep plucking away at until something works, something happens. And
and that's the thing, right? Like, for Ryan or me, when I was wakeboarding, it's that 2-minute ride on that wakeboard, that 1 point, or a whole match for Ryan, or whatever it may be. For you, it could be a 10-second reel. It could be one song that you put out, and then your whole life changes.
Yeah.
And then you are exactly, and I get goosebumps talking about it, because it's like we've all,
I kind of did too. I'm not gonna
lie. It's the reality is that you're gonna have the highs and lows. You're gonna have those moments when you're like, why am I doing this? But people like us aren't quitters, so that's not even an option.
Nope.
And then because you have so much faith in you, your team, your band, yourself, and all the people that are back there in the back screaming your name, chanting for you, right? You're doing it for all those reasons. And when you end up making it, it's just this, we're here, but you're like,
Mhm.
the journey's just starting, right? Because you get to where you want to be, and it's just time. It can be a 10-second reel and something completely changes your whole path. And now you're on the skyrocket upward and just getting to be where you dreamed of being, right? And that's really what it is. And it's just like people like us just don't quit.
And honestly, it's like you don't even have to be successful to get the rewards of it sometimes, because
No.
like the feeling when you're in the flow state, when you can do no wrong, is a drug. It's addicting. It makes you want more of it. And it's not attainable to always be in that state. So then you have to learn how to get the best out of it when you're not, get the best out of it when you're struggling, when you aren't as confident in yourself, or you're under the weather. You have to learn how to push through that to get back in that. And it's just a constant battle of, trying to perfect yourself in your craft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share of highs and lows, and I would like to think, I mean, I still got a lot of years ahead, but I hit a pretty low, very, very, very low point during COVID, and a lot of people did. I would say a good half of the population at least, or something.
People still aren't recovered from it, honestly. I mean, you saw like a real change in the way people look at the world and think about things and react, and their social anxieties and problems. And it's like, people need connections. You need to be able to, go out and do things. We're meant for more. We're meant to, explore anything. We came from living in caves to, traveling through space. I mean, we can do anything as a species, and we're not meant to stop,
I love that analogy.
And my dad always told me, and this has really resonated with me my entire life, because I've had some pretty hard freaking lows, but then I look where I'm at now. When I broke my leg, that was a hard one for me to swallow, because my world just stopped. And I was like, it was 6 months. I wasn't walking on, I was non-weight bearing on my leg for 6 months. And I was like, this is rock bottom for me. And Dad goes, rock bottom isn't a bottom. Rock bottom is when you choose to start going back up. Then that was rock bottom. And he goes, don't ever allow yourself to be there again if you climb out of that hole. And I was like, damn.
That's true. And true things hit home,
Yeah, I mean, I've got goosebumps talking about it, because it just resonates so much. And I think that's what everyone needs to understand. Your bottom is only as deep as you allow yourself to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go if you can control the bottom, you can control as high as you go.
Yeah. So, and that's why it's important to like be in the moment too, and really appreciate what you're doing at the time, because as long as you want to think like anything, like life's fragile and it can end at any time. It can go away at any time. So it's like, take advantage of it when you are, but also like enjoy it, soak it in.
Yeah. It's like, if I were to die tomorrow, and I didn't at least do what I'm doing now and give it my all this past year and a half, year or so, like, and I just stayed at my job, and then I looked back on it, I'd be way more happy with myself right now.
Yeah.
Than the other version where I was fucking staying at my job. Like, dude, you just worked. You didn't do anything. Yeah. Like, I hate that. I can't accept that for myself, because I have something else in me that I need to do.
Yeah.
And some people don't have that, and I feel lucky to have this.
I really think that everyone does. They just haven't found what it's in yet, right?
Or that, yeah. Well, I guess when I said that, I mean, yeah,
they haven't found it, and most people, I would say, never will find it, and that's a shame.
It's sad. I know. Yeah.
We don't live to work. Sorry, yeah, we don't live to live. We work to live, right? Like, you're doing all this stuff, and for you, your work is like truly to be living, to do what you want to do, but your work is now part of living, right? And that's a beautiful space, because that's like and it's same thing for Ryan. You know,
Yeah, and
it's
honestly, like travel for me has been a huge part of my life, and and what's made me the person I am, be seeing different cultures, being around the world, making
yeah,
friendships everywhere. And I look at people that, work and save and work and save and work and save, and when they finally retire and they're finally ready to go and see the world, they can't. They're just not in the health to do it anymore. It's like,
It's
man, be willing to spend a little more for an experience, knowing that you can make it back later and you can make do, because those experiences are what stay with you. I think on my deathbed, I'll look back on and appreciate the good times, or
yeah,
a moment, or just a feeling that I got from being somewhere or being with people that I enjoy spending time with. Surround yourself with people that are like-minded in the way that they're motivated, and also not trying, that are happy for you and your success even if they're not succeeding, because those are the people you want to be around, because those are the people that push you to be your best. And if you're around people that are jealous or negative, that kind of stuff is cancerous, and it'll eat
yeah,
at you. And even if it's just in the back of your mind, it will. So it's like, the more positive you can be, and the more like-minded individuals you can be, you can be unstoppable.
yeah. I mean, I don't want this to sound like cliche or whatever, but truly, like, since high school ended for me is when I slowly started to really pick up. I feel like everyone can relate to this. They find themselves, and you know, they're not the same person they were back
Mhm.
then. And um, yeah, it's honestly a crazy thing. It's like, I'm not the same person as I was 10 years ago at all.
I'd hope
Um,
not.
yeah,
You know?
right.
growth, right? Growth.
But I guess the point with that is, um I don't know, it's almost like a society thing, like you're surrounded by people that are all trying to be the same and do the same thing. And
Mm.
you see that on social media too. Everything
Oh yeah,
slowly all kind of becoming the same. All the
Mhm.
the trend.
all the content people are doing, editing
Yeah.
styles of videos, um, influence. Like, it's just, yeah, everything is even music, man. Like, a lot of popular music, or just even music in my genre. I see some new bands, new music, and I'm could have wrote this in 2 minutes. Like,
Mhm.
it's like I've heard this already. Like, there's nothing new or exciting about it. I don't know. Like, it's scary because that's all people care about or to chase, is to do the same thing as somebody
Mhm.
else and just
Yeah.
copy it because it works or
Yeah.
has worked. But
Mhm.
same thing goes with people just finding themselves, like, going back to the high school thing. It's like everyone try to just be like the popular person,
Mhm.
or do what they think is cool or whatever. Like, like I said, I've always played music and guitar since I was 7, and um, I just never really kind of leaned into it to the point where I'm at now with it, where I'm like, I am an artist, I'm a producer, I write my own music, I do this, I do that, like,
Yeah.
and I can do it, and I know I can do it. I'm confidently, no confidence whatsoever back then, even though I've been playing
Mm.
for already 8-9 years of my life, and was still, decently, pretty good at guitar. And, well, better now, but just stuff like that. You're kind of like timid, or you're a little scared to put yourself out there and kind of do
Mhm.
your own thing because you're just afraid of,
Failure or
yeah, just
rejection
people just being
or
assholes and
Mhm.
Yeah.
teasing you and stuff like that. But now I really don't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks
Mhm.
about me.
It's a perfect attitude. I always
Yeah.
wanted to be my own person, do my own thing. And I saw from a pretty young age, you know, basically people getting in like a rut because they're told like this is the way life's supposed to be. But like life's a book with no words in it. Like you get to write it yourself.
Yeah, I think that's also why I'm so drawn to punk music and pop punk, is just because, there's a lot of ways you can interpret it, right? There's the fuck you attitude, I hate all of you, disrespect everybody attitude. I don't have that. I have the the rebellious part, but in a more conserved way, where I'm exactly that. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. And I'm gonna lead by example or lead by just leading. Like you know, I've always just been like that. I've always thought of myself as a leader, not a passive person or a follower. You know, and I feel like if you ask any of my friends, I have a pretty infectious, you know, way about me with my, you know, with my lingo. Like we have some stupid lingo between all my friends, and if I meet somebody new and become friends with them, it'll take about 2 weeks before they start saying stupid shit that I say. And
that's crazy how a group of friends can merge into like one person, like with dialects.
It's kind of scary, honestly. And like I'm sure like any of them, if they're gonna watch this at any point, will laugh at this part because they'll be like, "Hey, bro," you know? And I definitely get that from my dad as well because he was the same way growing up. But it's just another thing about just kind of being yourself, and people are like, "That's cool," and I like that. I want to be a part of. I want to be like that to an extent. You know, I want to be somebody who's themselves and does their own thing and doesn't give a flying fuck about what anyone thinks.
People want genuine. They don't want cheap knockoff, even if you don't agree with them, and an appreciation of where they're coming from under those terms. And like I said, I'm musically challenged, but like music's a great like outlet to show your emotions and to, you know, point things to, you know, problems you see or just point out like interesting folds in the fabric of society that you notice, you know, or just to make a fun jam that people want to listen to and to make them smile. It's all there, but it's all leads back to the emotional connection that you're trying to pull out of someone, right?
It's exactly, you know, what I like to do. I like to have a variety, you know, in my own writing and my own songs about all those things. You know, I try not to be too serious. There's a time and place in some songs that should carry that tone and others that shouldn't. And I you know, I like to have a good balance, and especially with this new, you know, batch of songs I have that I'm working on that are done or whatever. Like a lot of them are fun, a lot of them are wholesome, and then there's a couple that are pretty serious. Like, and there's one in particular that is, I don't want to say dark. It's very it's serious. It's just a very serious tone. It's about some pretty heavy stuff. Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much right now, but
for sure,
you're good.
But be on the lookout for it. It's coming.
Yeah, and when it's out, you'll know which one it is. Yeah, I'm proud of all of it, and like you just said, it's you want to sometimes just make things just to have a feel good something, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what 1990 something was. My latest release was exactly that, just like a cool feel good song. And I have a couple more of those on the way, you know, that same type of vibe. And that's also why I'm so drawn to this genre of music, is because you could have all of that, you know?
You can have rebellion, you can have feel good, you can have serious.
You can combine it all into one. And that's kind of what I did today in my writing session. We kind of combined a lot of my buddy Mark and I, who's in my band. We just I wrote something a little more serious and a little more you know, like, I don't know. I don't know how to put it, like, not depressing, but like a little more on the dark side.
Yeah.
And he wrote something way more like wholesome, you know, kind of like what they did in Feeling This, like Blink.
Yeah.
You know, Tom wrote about having sex or whatever the hell, and then Mark was like, wrote that wholesome chorus, you know, place your hand in mine, I'll leave, you know, like, so that was kind of like what we did, but in a different way, different themes, but like it came together. I didn't think it was going to come together well at all, and I was like,
it's a yin and yang.
I was like, you wrote this and I wrote this. I'm like, I'm like, all right, we have the chorus. Here's the chorus. It's got it hints at a little bit of both of these things. Maybe we can try to tie it back in and change some words. It's exactly what we did. We spent a lot of time, but we did that, and it's pretty damn good.
I think the best things have both like that. You know, it's the duality of life. You need both of that.
Yeah, dude. It's a beautiful thing. It's I don't know. It's crazy. Like, you know, you go into writing a song or you know, a writing session or just jamming, and then have no idea what the hell you're gonna do, or what, you have no idea about even a melody, and a couple hours later, depending on how it goes, you could have the whole thing done and recorded, and then you're like, wow, listen back to it, and you're like, shit, just wrote that. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, man, it's great. It really is. Yeah, I'm just really excited about the new stuff.
I'm really excited to hear it. I kind of want to. We kind of went down a 51-minute amazing rabbit hole just there.
Wow, it's already been almost an hour, huh?
Yeah. But I really, really want to dig into it because your album Bent Not Broken, Time Heals All, and then what you just released as well, 1990 something. I really want to start with 1990 something because it's what's so fresh for you and your band. It is not just fun though. It is the most wholesome thing for someone that grew up in the 90s. Like you talk about, there's Hey Arnold, Nickelodeon.
Nostalgia's hot.
What's my it's so nostalgic. And then how your music video was so great. Like it was fantastic. It gave you that feel like it was on MTV. And it was just what you grew up listening to. And then not only that, but it's like it was what life was and how it was back then. And it was just, dude, it was so amazing. And I'll be running equipment, and I'm the kind of person that I can put something on repeat, and I work anywhere from 8 to 10 hours at one job. And I'm the kind of guy who will be like, click the song, put it on repeat, and I can literally listen to it all day.
Because it's like time traveling.
I do that too.
What's like time traveling? It's something that brings you back to like a memory, a feeling, like a time in your past, and a different time in your life, and things like that are so special.
Yeah. No, first of all, I appreciate the kind words, Hal. It means a lot. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest right now with you guys. No one really knows this, but I didn't actually write the song. And I'll explain this, and it's not as bad or as like, oh man, as you might seem, but so long story short, there's a gentleman in my area. His name's Don Warren. He runs his own lessons business. I think he's 60, I want to say 60, 61, around there. My drummer and my bass player both actually work for him. I didn't know him at the time, but he long story short, reached out to my drummer and was like, "Hey, who's your buddy again that sings in the style of Blink-182?" And he sent him my way, and he messaged me and was like, "Hey, basically, I have this song and I can't really sing that well anymore. I was wondering if you wanted to sing on it." And I'm like, "Oh,
that's so cool.
I'll check it out." He sent me his version of it, and I mean, it's a good song. I loved it, and I was like, "Sure, man, I'd be glad to do it." And then he's like, "Well, I don't like the drum track either that much on it." Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't know if I like the whole thing. And I was like, I forget how exactly the conversation went, but I was like, well, I can kind of do my own thing and see what I can come up with, and if you like it, kind of finish it and do the whole thing. I just remade his song in like a day, and it's very, very different than the original. And I changed some lyrics and kind of just made it my own thing. And he loved it so much, he literally gave me the rights to the song, and he wanted me to release it, and he wanted to share it with the whole entire world as much. He's still, I think, he texted me earlier. He's been in some forums, like posting the song still, trying to get people to listen to it. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, he's another one that is been in the industry for a very long time and knows some pretty, I don't know, important people, I guess. I don't know. In the industry, he's well connected, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And he's been through many eras, and he's a good person to have on your side, and he believes in me 150%, and he's my friend. He's a great human being. So I did the song. I think this was like this was over a year ago. So the song's been done for a while. I just didn't know when, I was trying to find the right time to put it out and stuff. And, but yeah, I kind of just made it my own thing, did my own production on it, my own style of whatever, musically. And, like I said, changed some lyrics, added some sections, took out some other things. So I kind of just made it my own. Right. And since he never like released it really, he wanted me to do it, and he gave me the rights to the song. And it's it's my song. It's also his, and I think in a way he
It's
was
your
like,
song and a little bit of his baby.
yeah. Well,
That's the way
that's the thing is like he was like so ecstatic and like happy that his it's his part of his creation too, and that's out to the world. People are listening to it now.
It wouldn't have existed
Ultimately,
without either of you. You needed
Yeah.
them both for it to come together.
Yeah, ultimately that's what he wanted, and I thought it was a really good song to do, like just a fun music video for, not nothing crazy, on a budget, of course. But
It's very professionally done.
Thank
It's
you.
very good.
Yeah, I spent, I don't know, it was like I was up here from like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. editing the entire thing. Yeah, I didn't know how to edit video, but
Learn.
a music video like that, I've social media is different, but I literally figured it out and learned it because I needed it to be done, and it wasn't done when it was supposed to be done. Not going into detail about that right now, but I needed to do it myself, and I did, and I like how it came out too. So you can nitpick some things here and there, at least I can, but I think it's pretty damn solid for a DIY kind of budget music video. That performance on the stage was actually done at Don's Lessons
Oh wow.
studio. So
That's cool.
with all the
That's
lights and stuff, it's a cool little spot. So grateful to have
Shout
access.
out Don.
Yeah, shout out Don Warren. But yeah, so it came out really good, and it did really well. It's still doing pretty good with streams and stuff like that. The video ideas I was pushing more on TikTok because I do a lot of like experimental posts on TikTok, and if it works, I'll put it on Instagram. If not, then oh well. But I did a lot of like 1985 by Bowling for Soup edits into my song, and I posted some of those on Instagram too. Just like stuff like that to try to get people interested and to check it out. And none of them really hit, which is surprising to me. I thought something would hit, and I don't want to say naive, but a little hopeful something would potentially go viral for this song. And I was hoping it would, partially just for him too, And he was like, man, I would really be, I'd be so happy for you if this would be the song that did something, for you. And I don't know. I just had a feeling that something would come out of it, and things did for sure. But not, nothing totally life changing or viral or anything like that. And I haven't really posted about it in a minute just because I went hard for first couple weeks and just been busy working on new stuff and figuring out stuff, and life happened. So, but yeah, it should probably keep, you never know. Maybe a repost, as we talked about earlier, of something that I thought would work. Maybe it'll work today. Who knows? Tomorrow.
I honestly, and it's just the whole algorithm game, right? I live in that world on a couple different pages, and it is like, it's the timing of day, what day is it, if people are creating, are starting to comment early on as soon as you release all these things. And it's like, there's so much little things to make it just go huge. Right. But, the song is there, and the music video is just so nostalgic, and it just has that vibe of 1990 something, like the song.
Well, music videos back then were just like weird. They weren't super high budget. Like, obviously, some were.
That's the other thing too, is I purposely,
or something was, but
yeah, I purposely kind of fucked up some of the footage towards the end and made it like not blurry, but like
a little out of focus coming in, like droppy.
Yeah, stuff like that. I purposely did to make it look older.
Yeah.
And yeah, it fit. So
100%.
yeah, I was playing around with a lot of stuff because,
It's
like I
something
said, I
you
was
could
just
listen
figuring.
to while you were like playing Tony Hawk or something, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of Tony, if you're ever watching this or anyone on Activision, if you need a
Hit
new
them up.
song and the
Hit
new
this boy
soundtrack,
up.
next
Let's
game.
get it.
Yeah, it's
But
funny you said that because I got that a
Tony
couple
Hawk's
times in the
kid
past.
plays paintball, so maybe.
Oh, does he actually?
Yeah. He was on Play the Game podcast a couple months ago, right?
Oh, wow.
yeah.
All you boys know what to do, put in the word for
See,
your, for your boy,
Well, I've never met him,
pipeline
but if I
this.
do, I will.
Appreciate that.
But I want to also talk about, I think inspiration. I have a little bit of taste for music because I did have a phase where I was just DJing and stuff. So I mean, there's got to
You ever need a
be
banjo guy too? Or do you play ukulele or banjo? Both?
ukulele. No, I
Sorry, I told you
play.
I'm challenged.
I play.
Yeah,
I
close.
played the violin, bagpipes, banjo, cello. I can flick around on a stand-up bass, but I'm not the absolute best at it.
Obviously,
So.
I think we'd know who you were from that if you were the best at it.
For sure. No. But DJing is probably the thing I've done mostly in front of people.
Yeah.
And like you have to have an inspiration to make a set or a direction that you want to go. And I kind of want to talk about that with you because not only is it inspiration for you, but how many you have 3 other guys in your band, correct?
Yeah, at this point, yep.
Have those guys been with you for a bit? All of
them,
them,
my drummer's always been the same, and he's an awesome drummer, which is very important in this genre because I feel like your band's always only gonna be as good as your drummer. And my bass player is actually moving out of the area relatively or very soon, actually. So he told me he wasn't gonna, be here any longer, and kind of sad to lose him. But my buddy Mark, who was here earlier, helping me with writing some of the new stuff. He was in the band before, and then he left for a while. He's busy. Life happened, and things happened, and now he's back, which was awesome. So it's kind of like a seamless transition.
That's great.
The most ideal situation I could have, been in. And then my buddy Mikey, who I met at my last job, he plays bass now. So yeah, there's 4 of us.
Yeah, I could see like breaking up with a band member being like breaking up with like a girlfriend or something like that. Or maybe even more. You just know people
Probably
you
more.
spend time with like that so innately that it's like
like
a family member more than anything, as cliche as that is.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird not seeing him and talking to him. We don't speak like every day, the guys and I. It's just life. I mean, at this point, it's been more so pretty often, but just life happens, and
I mean, in a lot of senses, I think some of your best friends you can go longer without speaking to, without thinking differently of it, because you're not trying to maintain a relationship. You have that relationship. You pick up where you're left off. You know each other.
Yeah,
in the back of your hand. So it's like, it doesn't mean I don't love you because I don't talk to you every day. It means that like we're both busy right now, and when we see each other, we're back.
It's really weird how that. Well, it's honestly awesome how that works. Because I definitely have a good handful of friends I could just name off the top of my head that we have that really dynamic. It's just it just sucks how that happens, and life kind of just takes you apart from one another, but you always find your way back at some point. So but yeah, he's gonna be actually moving to California, but he's gonna be doing music related things when he gets there. And we'll stay in touch, and we've had a couple of people at least reach out to me to ask, tell us to come play in Cali, and I just don't have the
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't have the means to do that at the moment. And also it's like I was talking to another musician it's in a bigger band in my genre recently, and he was kind of saying like with touring and just kind of all that stuff, it's not really nowadays. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's not worth doing, because I haven't toured yet, and I would love to. It's just that I don't want to lose a lot of money and all this stuff, and only have 5 people come out to
Mhm.
each show, or not even.
Yeah.
You just never know. I would rather be at a point where we know, or we're confident we could sell
Mhm.
or get 100 people.
Yeah.
50 to 100 would be amazing.
Yeah. No matter what, you're going to have to, take a leap of faith and a trust eventually, but you got to be ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, is, there's still a lot to do and figure out with all of that. But,
Mhm.
at least for the time being, the way the industry is, like, the way you guys found me is the way fans will find us. And, yeah, it's
Exactly.
just a matter of them finding us, or us, getting in front of them. And yeah, it's just a matter of staying consistent with it too, Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game. You just got to
100%.
play it right, I guess.
So I do want to trace back to, like, where do you get the inspiration and the direction from, right? Because I think that's very important. And I feel like everyone is very different in that aspect. Some people, it may be being in a crowded area and they're taking in all these different things. And some people, it is going in a dark room, figuring their stuff out, maybe turning on music, reading a book, do something, right? But everyone gains inspiration differently. And how do you do that as someone who is not only singing, but you also play the guitar when you sing, and then you are doing the writing of the music, you're doing the editing and production stuff. Like, where
Marketing.
does marketing, and,
It's
like, where
exhausting.
it's a lot.
Yeah, you
I
can't just be
couldn't
an
even
artist. You have
imagine.
to be an entrepreneur. You have to, figure out the way business works.
Yeah.
So I would like to dive into that, because I think it really tells a lot about who you are as a person and also your thought process.
Where to start? Well, inspirations regarding all those things are all different, all over the place, depending on what department, for lack of a better word, that you want to start with. I guess from a work ethic slash mindset slash um desire to learn and desire to succeed and just to do it, is from my dad and my family. Um, just seeing what he's gone through from my 26 years on this planet, to what I don't even know that he's gone through before that,
Yeah.
with life and things, and his ability to still have a smile on his face with his tough job most days, and keep supporting me and my brother, and my mom. And yeah, that's number one.
I mean, and seeing you succeed for him is seeing him succeed. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I'm a newer parent, and like I never
Oh, nice.
really thought, kids were in my future as far as like in my life. But I have a 3.5-year-old daughter, and like I look at her and I see my wife, and like her success would be my success. So I mean, I'm extrapolating that to your family, but it's not just like, oh, like I want to see you do well, I'm going to support you. It's like, I'm doing well. Like, I'm doing well because you're doing well. That's all you really care about.
Yeah. And it's amazing to have that. So that's number one, and always will be for me. And then honestly, like when it comes to production and all of the technical stuff,
Mhm.
I don't really know if I would say I have an inspiration of a person, or I don't know. There's definitely a handful of producers that I could name that I've look up to and admire, in
Mhm.
terms of like their work and the albums they've done and the things they've created. Um and yeah, I mean, that's, just watching them on, videos of them on YouTube explaining things, or just, reading stuff, um conversations or interviews, or what, anything along those lines. Like, that stuff's inspiring for me to
Mm.
learn from, and to, kind of take that information or the techniques that they describe or show, and just kind of run with it, and kind of do it myself, you know.
Mhm.
So that's also important from a technical standpoint. Musically, it should be pretty obvious for at least one or two. Blink and Green Day are my my fallbacks for any and everything. Whenever I need them, they're always there. You know, it's like well, I don't know if I should say this analogy, but Toxic X that you just keep going back to. I can't relate to that because I've never had that problem, but I know a lot of people do. So
You've seen it. You've seen it. Though.
yeah, unfortunately, you hate to see it, but that's just sometimes how life is, you know.
And you can tell it could be your best friend. You could tell them as many times you want, but until they make the mistake, until they're ready to be done with it, they won't be.
Yeah,
Creatures of habit, right?
yeah. But there's
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say that because it's not like they're like those bands are bad to listen to. It's just
No.
something
No, but
I always go back to. I always find myself
Yeah.
It's
home
a
base.
creature comfort. You know.
It's home base for me.
Yeah.
Another big one that a lot of people probably just wouldn't think of or guess would be Yellow Card because and for me specifically, their second or third album. It's the album after Ocean Avenue, called Paper Walls. That's like one of my front to back I could listen to till I die.
Yeah.
That is very inspiring to me musically.
Mhm.
And just the tone of it, the delivery, the record, I don't know, everything about it. Just I love it so much.
It was magical. It was so good.
Yeah, are you familiar with the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's
Ryan's like, no. He's like,
you know, musically retarded. I listen to this most of the time. I still like things, but I like that kind of stuff more too. You know, I like things that, like, you know, I can hear someone singing, I can hear the words, I can relate to that. Like I enjoy music. It's just not something my brain connects with as much as other people's.
Yeah, and that's, you know, everyone's got their own thing, and
I don't know really too many people like me. I think something was broken in there, but that's okay. But it's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a science behind all that, but I'm
if I
sure
don't miss it, I
other
don't miss
things.
it.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably I'm sure there's other things that you have that connection with that.
For sure, there's a slew of things.
You know,
yeah. Everyone's
and that's totally
unique
fine.
people. You know.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
And I do want to touch on it with Yellow Cards, like Ocean
I think
Avenue.
I'm just slowly starting to get into music, though. I'm slowly listening to it. You know, it just took me to my 40s.
I force feed him music. I send him crap all the time. I'm like,
yeah, but I can't listen to all that music. Oh, it's too much.
It's too loud.
Not my problem. Not my problem, dog. I'll keep sending it till something just clicks with you.
Until he's like, whoa, he starts floating. Sends you a video.
My mind's just thinking about things all the time. So maybe music would be nice to take it off of that.
I'm the kind of person with music, like I listen to certain things and I just get like goosebumps.
Oh yeah, I see that happen to everyone. It looks cool.
It looks cool. Wish I could relate.
Cool.
But I do want to talk about like some of the other things you do, not just writing your own songs, but you revamp and cover these other songs like Stick Season. My gosh. Like, I mean, talk about it. Like, I can hear it. You hear y'all playing it, singing it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so much better than the original. Like,
thank you.
I'm like, it's so good. And then Ocean Avenue, you're doing all these songs to your own personality with your own twist to it. And it's just, man, it's fantastic. And like, I love all the covers that you do and all your acapella stuff. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, that's actually how I found you. I run the Houston Heat social media page, and that's how we ended up connecting. And it was really great. And I was just like, dude, this is amazing. It was Feeling This. Feeling This is my favorite song by Blink. And I was just like, bro, I was like the person in the comments being like, I need the full version. Like,
dude, I know. I honestly, I'm like sort of kicking myself because I could have been making some nice passive income right now if I just put that and a couple other ones on my Spotify. I just didn't because I didn't want to undermine my own music because I know if I
No.
put that on Spotify or whatever, that it would have I don't know how many more a lot more streams than my actual music, and I'd be embarrassed.
Well, and I will say this though, it is something acapella. Yeah, people know of it. It's not like it's done a lot of, but then to have the mind to start breaking it all down into those layers to create that feeling that you put into acapella, right? And it creates this atmosphere for the song. It really changes the whole perspective of that song. And it changes how you listen to the words and what you're feeling
Yeah.
because your tempo's changing, the energy's different, like everything is now, it's all new. It's like pulling it out of the aquarium, right? And you're just like, this is the other side of the aquarium, right? Like, and so I think that's what's really cool about it. And I think it really puts a highlight on your talent, not for just making pop punk music, but you can listen to something and be like, oh, I can make this really cool version of this and change it completely of how it's listened to. And I think that just speaks of your talent and how your mind works. So I think it's a lights out job, and it's what got me to start listening to your music, right? Like we had a conversation to that, and you're like, hey, I really appreciate it. You're like, if you like it, check out some of this stuff. It's really similar. And I went and listened to it, and I was like, dude, I'm like, this is sick. And now we're sitting here in front of each other and talking about what's going on.
You can tell Hal's barely passionate about it, huh?
Yeah, he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here. Go home. You're drunk. Go home.
Nah, no, drunk. He'd be shirtless. He'd be a problem.
he'd be a liability.
Yeah, he'd be a liability.
We'll have to tell you about our first practice recording after this, but
oh no,
it's a great story. Anyways, but I think there's just so much more to like someone that can do multiple different facets. I mean, acapella, creating an acapella video and a recording and doing that is totally different than having a mindset of running the band. And I think it's just, I think it's just absolutely fantastic.
So. Thank you. Yeah. I just, to kind of speak to all of that. Yeah, I just always was meant to do, not necessarily these acapella videos, but to be, in some form or another, a producer. Because I just always, growing up listening to music, I was always singing harmonies. I was never actually singing the main melody, like ever. I just, I don't know. Like, I found it more fun to just find my own harmony in something and find my own melody in something and add delay throws that aren't there, or like phrases in songs that I feel like, oh, this would have been so much better if they had another layer here or another whatever, and I do that in some of my videos where like there's a couple songs that are very bare bones, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna add something. I'm gonna put something in here that's not even in the song, like melody wise, that is going to kind of just take it a little bit further. And a lot of people comment, they're like, this is actually in the song. I'm like, no, not necessarily. But it's funny, the root, third, and fifth is I usually always start with those because those are like the building blocks of the song, right? It's the chord progression. You need to have that in there to make everything else make sense, So that's why I always start with those and get those out of the way, and then everything else comes after, and the main melodies obviously always last. But yeah, I just even if there's not a lot of vocal stuff happening in the actual song, I go in and listen to all the instruments, and if there's a lead guitar or a synth in the background or piano or something doing something that's important to the song, I'm gonna try my best to emulate that with my voice. And I've done some pretty wacky stuff, but like kind of works. Like, I make like beep boop bops. Like, I don't know, like I do some weird stuff in some of them, but it makes sense in the context of everything else. And that's kind of the whole purpose of it in a way. You know, it showcases my talent to be able to sing. Sometimes, some days I sound like a dying animal. It's bad. It showcases my ability to pick these things out and to have that producer brain, and it also is a learning thing for a lot of people. You know, they just don't know. They have no idea. They think it's cool. I think it's cool. You know, like I listen to my own videos sometimes. I'm like, damn, this is actually kind of cool. Like, and also
Yeah.
a lot of times I just post and like that's it, and I'm just like, all right, cool. All right, what am I doing tomorrow? But sometimes, like if I go through comments and stuff, I'll, you know, the video is playing in the background anyway, so I just end up listening to it if I'm like responding to comments and all that, and I'm just like, you know, there's one in particular I did recently that is my favorite I think I've done so far, and it's the Story So Far song called
Awesome.
White Shores. I fucking love that song, and I heard it live from the I saw them live with Neck Deep. Was it last month? I don't even know this. Yeah, it was about a month ago now at this point. Fantastic, by the way. Inspired me to write more stuff and to want to do that more. So yeah, love it. But I think I did that cover before that, or maybe it was after. I don't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of layers in that one too, and it's just a beautiful song. And I felt like what I did with it and wanted to do with it would, like you just said, is kind of show and shine a new light on it. It's a beautiful song, and it starts off very kind of like mellowy and beautiful and like quiet-ish, and then, you know, the whole band comes in and it gets louder and stuff. And I just wanted to kind of do my own thing with it, and yeah. It didn't like go viral or anything crazy. It did pretty good on TikTok. On Instagram, I don't really remember, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm proud of that one.
You like it. That goes the way you said about like the producer brain, and to tie it in earlier, you're like, you know, when I make something, I already know what I want it to sound like. It's just the way your brain works. So you get to have that end goal to work towards, and you get to, you know, create something, whether it goes viral or not. It's kind of irregardless to the point of you get to create the thing that you imagined as soon as you heard that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Feeling This one, that was the first one I did. I didn't think that was going to go over. I took inspiration from somebody doing something similar on TikTok. It was just like, it was similar, but it wasn't as intuitive as mine. It was more so like they're just stacking layers, but not really showing it per se, I guess. And it was like a one-off type thing that I've seen a bunch before. It was what the hell is the song? Oh my god, it's gonna bug me. Hide and Seek. I forget the artist name. I don't know why. It's like, what you say, right? Isn't that Hide and Seek? Pretty sure. No, you don't know it?
I don't know.
He's not gonna know.
I can hear like if I hear songs, I can like know the words and kind of sing along. But then if you ask me who sang it, I wouldn't know.
Jason
Like,
Derulo. What you say? Yeah, that's yeah.
Are you sure? I thought. Hold on. Now I have to look, because I don't think it's him.
We can't play the music on here. We'll get copyrighted.
No, yeah. I just need to know. I need to know for my own sake, because I feel like an idiot right now. Hide and Seek. Imogen Heap. I don't know how to say that. I can't even read, dude. Besides the point. That is what I took, like, you know, heavy inspiration from, to do something similar with my own genre of music that I like, and the songs that I love, and, you know, do my own thing with it. Kind of just not really do the exact same type of thing. It's similar, but there's only so many ways you can go about kind of doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I just did it because I thought it was cool, and I thought that was the first song that came to my mind, because of the, obviously, you know, the outro of the song's kind of legendary in its own right. But yeah, I don't know. I did it, posted it, and it went viral, and I was like the first viral moment I've ever had. And so I was like, oh wow, this is happening. This is interesting. Okay. All right.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, but then going back to what you were saying, where it was like, you know, you commented or messaged me or whatever, and I was like, hey man, yeah, thank you. You know, thanks for the kind words, whatever. And, you know, I'm basically like, I make my own music too. If you like it, it's very similar to this. Like, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, I'll check it out. Like, a lot of people, most people that see my stuff or follow me, I feel like don't even know that I make my own stuff. been better sort of recently, especially with 1990 something posting about my own stuff. And since I've been consistent for a while with doing all that and some posts before that, with my other songs, it's been a lot better. People recognizing my own stuff.
It's the whole Google problem. It's the Google problem with that.
Yeah,
That dude, man.
That's another story.
That's-
It's bad, man. I don't know. But yeah, it's tough because obviously, most people they just don't know. I make my own stuff. Which I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit naive too for thinking that if they follow me, they would at least see my bio and read the bio and maybe
But how many
like
bios do you read?
I usually like if I doing what they do and it's like checking
Mhm.
out someone's profile or following them from a video like that, I usually read it just to see.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just how I work. Like I go to their
That's
profile.
fair, but you're a musician, I guess. So it's like if you're hearing another musician do it, you're gonna like read their bio and see something. But if you just like something, like I read some too, but I'm saying like a lot of people, they're just what's in front of their face. So I like that. I'll move
Yeah, fair enough.
on. It's so much
Yeah.
content out there that it's like, no, you would love this. Just come and look at it. But if it doesn't get put in front of them, they never see that opportunity, which is why, any success is a little bit luck. It's the talent that puts you in a position that if the luck happens, it pays off. But the luck needs to be there too.
Yeah, you gotta kind of put yourself in the position to make it happen too, though. It's like there has to be clever ways to go about it. And I'm glad I found this form of content for myself because it suits me as a person, as an artist, as a producer, all of it, which is awesome. And it's working to get people engaged in my own content outside of that, music wise and everything else. And, and that's super awesome. And now it's just at a point where like, all right, how do I take the next step and, take it further. It's hard to navigate a little bit. I'm in a good position where I can, kind of keep posting them and keep seeing growth, and now that's awesome. It's just, now I'm just kind of thinking about how to take it further. He's doing the same thing over and over again. Unless it's a really popular song that I haven't gotten to yet or something that would go viral, kind of like feeling this. Unless that happens again, I don't know. Right now for me, I don't really see it going crazy unless I do something a little different, or I don't know.
I guess I'd say like do what your heart leads you to though. Like I wouldn't change things too much because people see the authenticity and things and you change it too much. Like do you really want to get big in something that you don't love, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like, at the end of the day, I'm an artist. I have a band. I like playing rock music and pop punk music. Like that's what I want to do. I don't want to be totally known as an a cappella guy. I love almost everything about it. But like you just said, I don't really want to be tied to that.
Yeah, I think it's cool to use that to bring engagement and find a way to tie in making your own music more visible in that realm, not changing your music, just using that to grow. But growth is exponential in a way too. It sometimes it seems like you're just chipping away, but like every little growth you have helps is that building block. And sometimes it's just like that one grain of sand that tips the scale and changes everything. And I just think a lot of people give up on a path before it's time, and they end up going, 3/4 into a destination multiple times before finally following through with it because they don't think they're getting anywhere. When they are, it just is. It's building to that. You're building the foundation, you're laying the bricks, and you're making sure that it's solid and where you want it to be, so that it stands the test of time.
Yeah, I think you're definitely on point with that. And in a way, I'm glad this didn't. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but if my time to blow up again comes at some point, awesome. But I, and to go to the next step with this, as an artist or a band or whatever, it may be. I'm glad I didn't get this, and I'm glad it hasn't happened yet in a way, but I'm glad I didn't hit this point years ago, because I feel like I needed to go through what I went through years ago to when I first started, and the hardships and the doubt and the borderline giving up and the depression, anxiety from COVID and my mental stuff I had to, I had to address around that time, and just hitting almost rock bottom. Maybe I go back to that.
No, that could be rock bottom because you turned your way up.
That's right.
Based on
right.
house definition.
It is to an extent, yes. Definitely consider that as right now rock bottom. But I'm glad that I didn't just have like a one-off video that or something that just I'm building the foundation, or have been, the slow in the proper way, and now I'm aware of what to do and how to navigate stuff when the time comes, and I'm just a lot more knowledgeable and well more aware of the industry and its inner workings and who I am. I have an identity, now as an artist and a person, and confidence, which I didn't have years ago either. So like all these things that I have now, I did not have 5 years ago. And like, it's, if I had a video that went viral and all of a sudden things took off, like I would have fell flat in my face. Cause like I have all these problems that I'm not dealing with. And I have all these things I don't even know about. I think a lot about like child stars that are actors and stuff when they're kids, then they get famous at a really young age, dude. Like most of them become like drug addicts and like they go down a real bad path. Not all of them, but like a lot do more often than not. And I feel like that's a big part of it. It's like you don't know who the hell you are, and I didn't know who the hell I was until a couple of years ago, dude. I'm like in my 20s, like they're kids, like they don't fucking know.
And not everyone's looking out for your best interest, so they have people
with that's even
nefarious means and
yeah, man, it's crazy. So like, I'm glad none of that happened to me, because I wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. I feel bad for kids that are in the spotlight, stuff like that. It's just like, you don't know who you are, man. And you won't for a while, but like,
and you'll never be who you would have been because your life's different then. Like it's on a different path. Yeah.
So like in a way, I feel a little anxious about the fact that, every day goes by and I'm not, I don't even really know if I want to be famous or have fame. I don't think I really even truly want that. I just want my music to be heard.
You can't make that your goal. It will be the result of making good music.
Yeah, that's all I want.
If your goal is to be famous, then you'll never become famous because you don't have the down behind it. If your goal is to, make good music and show your soul to the world, then you become famous. So it doesn't matter if you want it or not. It comes with it,
I mean, I don't. It's not really like a goal of mine. It's just more so like I know people will like this and like feel what I feel when I listen to it, and like that's all I want to do is just to share that and play it in front of people.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the fucking goal, and it's just like I, like going back to what I was saying before, is I feel anxious nowadays because it's like every passing day goes by and I'm getting older, and like, I feel like it's different now more so. If it was like 20 years ago and you were like, I don't know, almost 30, and you're like, no, you haven't made it yet. It's like, give up, it's like, you're way too old. But like, dude, like, I don't know how old Jelly Roll is, but he just got like huge very recently and made it, and did what So it's like, it's never, and it's happening way more often now in the past couple of years than it ever has.
Well,
like, that gives me and should give most people hope that it's really honestly never fucking too late.
Yeah. The hard thing now is people are just like, have a tidal wave of entertainment options, so it's sometimes hard to find the right things for them and stuff. But age isn't a determining factor for success in a lot of ways. Like I've played professional paintball since I was in my early teens and still doing it. But you look at people all across the world, like you said, Jelly Roll, but like you look at someone like Anthony Bourdain, like like he wasn't known until he was in his 40s. And he became popular, and then the fame in that wasn't good, like he was still a depressed dude. Like fame doesn't bring you happiness brings you happiness, and fame can come at any time in life.
Which is why I'm finding those things, including that now, and have been the last few years, working on myself and building friendships with people I want to be friends with, having a relationship with a girl I want to be with, having my parents, keeping our relationship strong, like those things are important to me. Before any of that, because if you don't have that, then it's just like, I don't know, like everyone needs somebody, a parent, a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, like, there's only so much you can do in solitary. As a human, but yeah, I mean, those things are important to me. So it's definitely good to keep tabs on all that before any of the other stuff comes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see your passion in your voice and your eyes and your mannerisms. So it's like being 26 is super young. Like when you're 26, it feels old, because you look back at it. I'm not saying it feels old, but I'm saying like every age, I think people just look at it as a comparison to what other people are like when they're 26, or what another 40-year-old's like, or what another 80-year-old's like. But like, make life your own, and it really doesn't matter. You don't have to be tied down by other people's expectations of that. Like, unless you lose your voice or your talent, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's another thing that
your audience could change based on that kind of thing, like maybe it's a little older or younger, this or that, but like it can still be there. I mean, there's 7.5 billion people in the world. Like, you're right for a lot of them.
Yeah. It's one of those things I think about a lot, where I'm, I guess that's kind of where I differ from my whole family, really. I'm kind of an outlier when it comes to that mindset, where it's just kind of like make everything you do kind of your own, and like just kind of there's no time limit, there's no rules. Like, I just want to have a fun, good time on this planet while I'm here. I don't want to be doing something I don't want to do, be around people that I don't want to be around, and I don't want to do something every day of my life that I fucking hate.
Yeah.
And it's just like, the old school mindset is, oh, get a job, go to work, die. Like, like I can't do that. I can't
fill your cup however it needs to be filled, right? And when it's time, be happy with the life you had. Like during COVID, like I lost my best friend to COVID, like right at the beginning of it. We were all out and partying. No, it's okay. Like, that's life. Like, I still have him. I still got to spend a lot of time with him. And he was 2020, he's like 36 at the time, right? Like, but he lived more than what 10 people would normally live in their lives in that amount of time. So like, fit it in, fill your cup, make yourself happy. And in the long run, it doesn't really matter. And when you're gone, it really doesn't matter to you. What matters is what you left behind to other people to enjoy the times you had, your music, so people can go back and listen to it. Those are the things that are tangible and last.
Yeah. It's cool, cool to think about. I don't know why I always forget that. It's just like whatever I've made and put out to the world so far is always just going to be there forever.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's the legacy. It's your legacy.
Because sometimes it's like overwhelming to think about in a way.
It is.
But it's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
barring what catastrophe reset kind of situation.
But I think with what you get to do, right, is like, and what I think is really cool about music is a lot of people, when they're down, they turn to music that makes them feel better, get out of a funk, something that connects with them and makes them realize things. That's the power of music, though. And that is like, when you start doing that and giving that to the world, the people that you have, that's what it is for them.
Yeah. It lets people disassociate from the life they might not be happy they're having, or to figure it out.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, there's so many times when I'm just in a funk or having a rough day, I'll throw on music and I'm just like, my whole brain just flips and
smiles, your brain smiling, it gets all wrinkly. And
yeah, exactly. And it's just, but it's, I think that's what, hi babe. I think that's what is so special about music, right? Like, it's what it is, and that legacy doesn't ever go away once you start it.
Yeah.
No matter how big or small you are, you're always gonna have that something that is always giving back. And it's something that you created and that you're doing. And I think that's just what's so awesome about musicians. So, anyways.
Yeah, I agree. And it, a lot of people don't really sit back and kind of think about it. When you do, it's powerful. But I feel like with the brain rot and the TikTok time, the TikTok, attention spans and stuff like that. If you post a song and it, you want to have people see your video on the song and have that feeling and recognize that. It's all about a headspace, right? So if you're kind of just scrolling through mindlessly and like the song's good and it might impact you in a deep way, but like you're not in that mindset to allow that to happen, I guess. You might just miss your next favorite song, or
like you said, like your one favorite song was like started slow and then things like faded in and came in, but but with the TikTok, mindset now, it's like if you don't grab someone's attention in 6 seconds, like they might never get to that, right? But do you cater to grab someone's attention, or do you make something that's like someone's going to talk about down the line that inspired them to create? And so now, like their creations are in a way like related to your creations, and like to me, that's powerful. It's not like grabbing someone's attention for 6 seconds and them following you and like liking some things here and there and moving on with it. It's changing the way someone thinks about life. It's changing the way someone thinks about music. It's changing, the way they want to approach something. That's what's tangible, and that's what's like really rewarding to me, at least.
Yeah, I feel like in order to kind of get to that point, more often than not, the listener or fan has to be engaged with the artist, and be invested in them as a person, or or just an artist musically. Maybe they don't really care for them as a person, but they just really love their music, whatever it may be. But more often than not, it's usually them as a person. And there was like a whole phase that I haven't seen much of recently, but on like TikTok a little while back, where it was like post a lot of music marketing gurus and people talking about posting a lot of like not personal things, but like videos about just you talking, or just personable things, to get people to kind of
realize that you're a
with
real
you.
person.
Yeah, I feel like now more so it's not. I don't see as much of that stuff, but it's important. But like until people already care about you to some extent, I feel like it just doesn't. They still don't care.
You're right, because it's not in front of them. But I do think things are cyclical, and over time, like it can't keep shortening. It's like, what are we gonna do? Like, oh, it's a tenth of a second. If I didn't like it, like I'm gone. Like over time, people enjoy
like sitting there like Ham from Toy Story, going to the channel. He's just like, how could you even see? He's like, I can see it. He just like scrolling through.
But there was a reason like Joe Rogan became successful. It's because he sat down and had long form conversations, and you got to listen to people talking and understand how their brain worked for that amount of time. And no, that's not for everybody, but it allows people to get like insight into like who people are. And I think the connections and friendships are missing for a lot of people. Relationships are missing for a lot of people. And in a way, it's like, you become their friend by opening up and allowing them to see a portion of your life and being like authentic to them. It creates a faux relationship with someone. Like you might have never met someone, but you feel like you know them, and that's where you get like true like real like fans and support. And
that's another thing I've at least when I first started putting out music, and I wasn't really doing the content thing much at all, just because I didn't like it, and like putting myself out there like that. I don't know.
I'm
I
the
like
exact same
felt
way. Like I thought, like I play paintball. Like I don't care if people follow me. I don't care about this. I want to be the best at what I do. But like, man, like we're our own products too, and it's a disservice to yourself to not do a little bit more to, like, if you're putting in all the effort to be the best at something, like why not put in a little more effort so that people can see that?
yeah,
Invest in
exactly.
yourself.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I couldn't have said that better, I guess. Where I was going to go with that. But that's
I didn't mean
exactly
to keep
why I
showing.
started. That's exactly why I started, putting stuff out on social media very, very consistently. Obviously the video, that first acapella video going, viral helps a lot with my mindset to keep doing it. Because if you're not seeing results, it's hard to stay motivated. But at that point when I was doing it, I probably still would have stayed consistent because of where I was at and recently leaving my job and figuring out what the hell I was going to do with myself and my life moving forward, and that happened. So, but yeah, I mean, exactly what you just said. Like I've spent so much time up here perfecting my craft and writing music and doing stuff that, like, when my friends come over or people hear it that I know, or I show people, they think it's amazing. And I'm just like, well, if you think it is, then I'm sure other people probably do too. And why not try to do that on a bigger scale on social media? Because it can happen. It's just like I've
Yeah.
never had it happen yet. So,
Mhm.
and I've also, I was always just too shy, not shy, but like, I don't know, embarrassed in a way to put
Yeah.
myself out there years
Yeah.
ago. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
Yeah.
flying fuck who you think I am. If you don't know me, if you're gonna judge me or try to, all the mean comments in my posts, I laugh at all of them because I just don't give a shit. Some of them are like personal. They're not even like, oh, you're using a vocoder or you're using auto tune. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you look like shit, or like you sound like, like personal,
Yeah.
like purposefully mean stuff.
Hateful.
Well,
Yeah,
some
and I'm
people
just
get off on trolling, it's just
That's all it
it's
is.
crazy. Yeah, it honestly like boggles my mind. I would never even think to do that, just to like go on someone's post and be like, you look like you smell like shit. And, I just something
yeah,
like
yeah.
crazy to just be an asshole for no reason. Like
But that's what it is, though. It's just there's this phase now. People are keyboard warriors. Those are people that have been bullied their whole life, and they can't, like, they just like, oh, I've been bullied. I have to go do that now. And it's like, those are the losers in life. When you see
Yeah.
those kind of things, you're like, yeah, you probably don't amount to anything and you hate yourself. And that's why you're doing this.
Yeah, more
And
often than
so,
not.
Or
No, go
maybe
ahead.
not. Maybe someone's just bored and they're trying to kill time and they don't care either. Like, right? You don't care when you read it. They don't care what they write it, but they're like, "Well,
Yeah, it's
whatever. I'm
just
going to
crazy
drop this."
though. Yeah,
It's
I,
because social media, internet, it's made a faceless society where
yeah.
where you're not held accountable to things. Like you say, those are kids that are bullied. I say those are kids that probably weren't bullied enough, right? Like bullying people, I've said it before, is bad.
enough.
But being bullied teaches you a lot of lessons in life. It
It
teaches you,
does.
repercussions. It teaches you how to deal with bad situations and problems in life. It's
Yeah,
like you shouldn't bully someone, but there are valuable lessons in it. So
yeah. No, I hear you on that. I would say we've all been through it. I can't speak for everyone or even you guys with that, but I've had my fair share of that, and I've been on the other end, and I'm not proud of it.
yeah, of course.
Being a kid, like pushing it. I honestly didn't really do it much, but just like trying to look cool and just saying
Yeah.
something mean to somebody for no reason. Like,
Yeah, trying
I'm
to
gonna be
fit
honest,
in.
like I've done
Yeah.
it and I'm not proud of it, but like I was also like 10, like 11, 12. I don't know. Like you're a kid, dude. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know how it's
Mhm.
actually gonna affect somebody. You don't think about that shit. You're just trying to
Yep.
look cool and like be whatever. And like
Mhm.
I never do that today because I'm my 20s. What the fuck am I gonna do that for? That's not who I am. Oh, sorry, my mic
You're all good, man.
Saved.
shit.
Saved it.
I got it. You still hear me? We're good?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're solid.
Whew, my mic wanted to bully me. Easy, dude. Relax.
Like you talking trash?
Yeah. Jesus. But yeah, dude, it's
Uh,
I don't know. It's just one of those things where people just want to be mean just to be mean. I don't know.
yeah. Well, before I know it's late for both of y'all, so I do want to dive into it. Okay, I mean I'm down to keep rolling for another
Well, I don't want to monopolize too much of your time, so whenever you want to get off,
Exactly.
but I have been enjoying this conversation, and
I've loved it.
Yeah, me too.
But I do want to ask you a few questions.
Yeah,
You know, you
Rick.
got your guitars behind you. What is your favorite guitar that if you just go over there, you naturally gravitate to? Like, which one would it be? Make, model, and why?
If you asked me this question a week ago, it would be different. And I only say that because I just recently, like I mentioned before, started writing some new songs and recording some new songs. And I fell back in love with the guitar that I've always been in love with, but I just played the least over the last few years. And I don't know why. Well, I do to an extent. There's a very particular sound to it. And it's the Les Paul Jr. It's what Billy Joe Armstrong uses in Green Day.
Mhm.
This is American Idiot. That's the tone. And I just love how it plays. I love the sound of it. And especially when it comes to production, just sits so well in a mix with other things and layers. But if you asked me this question last week, I would have probably said that Tom DeLonge signature Strat behind me, because that's also amazing guitar, and that's an original from 2002 when they made them initially. 2003, 2002. That I got lucky snagging up. Somebody traded it in when I was working at a guitar shop, but and then the one in the middle is my baby, which I made from a kit. And put the whole thing together and hydro dipped it. So it's got a bunch of green swirls, black swirls, and it looks like a tsunami of green. And the back of the neck looks like a galaxy. It's kind of sick. I love that. I love playing that one as well. Since it's built from a cheap kit, it's not the best quality of wood, and doesn't resonate very well with the amount of layers of lacquer that I put on it and stuff like that. But it's a
Personal.
yeah, it's like a prized possession in a way.
Yeah.
It's like I'm never gonna get rid of it, even if it comes to a point someday where it's just like I can't fucking record with this thing or play this thing. There's always like modifications that you can do to it to make it better. But I can't change the whole body without redoing the whole thing, or the neck of the guitar, and a lot of that is all kind of embedded in what it is. And but yeah, I've been using that almost every show I've played with touring bands or shows that aren't cover gigs or anything like that. I've used that almost every time just because it's like my guitar.
Wow.
It's like a comfort. It's like it feels at home in your hands.
Yeah. So those are my top three, which is why there's three hanging there, but I have a lot more in the other.
Do you have a holy grail of a guitar? From any year?
I don't even really have that many, but to me, it's still like too much. Like I just don't play all of them. I have a Tom DeLonge Starcaster too, the pink one. It was like the new line that they released about a year and a half ago, whatever it was. I've like barely played it, and I don't really know why, because I do like it a lot. I don't know. I just have so much other shit. Well, it's because the first day I got it, I had a gig that night, and it got knocked over on the stand and fell. It didn't hit the ground. I got caught by my amp, thank God, or my cabinet and some wires and stuff. But the manager at the bar knocked it over, so I was not happy. It has a little ding on the top, but like it's not that noticeable at all, and that was all that happened, thank God. But I
just
put
a little bit of character.
Yeah, just a little bit. I put it back in the case. I put it back in the case, and I didn't touch it for a while after that because I just didn't want to look at it, and I didn't. I don't know.
The first scratch, dent, bump in anything new is frustrated, and then like the longer you have something and the more homey it feels, it's like, oh, okay, that is just part of its story.
Yeah, I didn't realize how bad I had before I was working at the music shop there. I only had one guitar, electric. I didn't realize how beat to absolute shit that thing was when I like went to like trade it in for something else and just get something different, something new. and I like turned around the back of the body. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? It looks like I beat somebody with this thing or smashed it on the ground a bunch of times. Like the wood was chipping away in certain. I mean, it was kind of cool actually.
Yeah,
Kind of
every scar tells the story, you know.
yeah. It's just for like the purpose of like reselling it. It's not great, but I worked my charm on this guy, and he liked it enough to buy it. So yeah. But yeah, these are
Well,
my main three right now, I would say.
nice. That's awesome. As far as so I really, really like, you don't have to go into major detail, but from your album Time Heals All,
Mhm.
everywhere, and I even messaged you about it. I was like, dude, this thing's been on repeat all day. I was like, bro,
And I saw that. I love that. That
dude,
was awesome.
it's just like there's so much to that song, but it's not only the lyrics, like it's the music and how it was put together and illustrated, like how you illustrate it with your voice and the instruments and everything else. I want to know, like, for something like that, like, how did that? Because that's probably my favorite song on that album. I
love that.
It hits, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. How, when you're writing something like that, where did that inspiration kind of come from for something like that kind of song?
So that is an acoustic version of one of my songs called Everywhere.
Right.
It's hence the name Everywhere Acoustic. But I originally released the full rock version of that song, the
Mhm.
original, in 2019 on my second EP. So it was originally a rock song that I
Right.
made acoustic just
Yep.
because I really liked it and I wanted to slow it down just a little bit. It's still kind of like a fast-paced song in a way, but I
Mhm.
slowed it down. The original tempo was pretty fast, pretty damn fast. I just wanted to, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get any attention. I mean, back then in 2019, that was my second EP. I was just putting stuff out to no one. No one knew who I was. So I wanted to take one of those songs that I thought maybe deserved a little more something and just make it an acoustic version of it, and I did, and that's how that came together. But that was about a long distance relationship that I
Yeah.
had briefly during not that time. It was before that, but yeah, that's the essence of the song. And just
Yeah.
kind of like, I know this is, you know, you're there, I'm here,
Yep.
but I'm gonna be okay. Kind of is the message.
Yeah. You can definitely tell in the song that that's what the message, like, is delivering. But dude, it was absolutely lights out. When you slow it down, it's kind of like Sum 41 with me. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about? Whenever, and it does go into a faster tempo, but at the beginning it was very slow, and it just really sets a tone for a song when you kind of have that, right? And I think that's incredible that you realize, like, hey, this deserves a little more love, and kind of emphasize this a little more, and it changes the whole atmosphere from the original, in my opinion. I feel like the atmosphere is a little deeper when you slow
yeah,
that down. Personal,
yeah,
it's more personal.
yeah. A lot of people, feel like that, especially with that cover of Ocean Avenue I did. People said said the exact same thing with that, where it slowed down and stripped down and gives it a whole kind of new meaning.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, since it's slowed down and you're paying attention to those details more, it's
Mm-hmm.
you're appreciating the song more because of that, and the artistry and everything behind the making of the lyrics and the arrangement and the the instruments and what they're playing, just everything. But yeah, that's it's awesome that I'm glad you like that one the most. It's funny, since I've released that album, that everyone I've talked to has said their favorite song has been a different song every time I talk to somebody, which is
That's tight.
awesome. Yeah, it's literally all over the place, and it's like not even. Yeah, it's weird, man. And it's really cool. It's really cool though. I it makes me think I did a good job. with it, most of the songs overall. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
real happy with it.
I will say, out of your like EP, Sever the Bad Ties, Down But Not Out, like even from Time Heals All, there's not a song where I'm like, and I can be pretty picky. There's even so Greta Van Fleet's like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And they're probably the only other like band that I will turn on an album and be like, yeah, I can listen. Like you and Greta Van Fleet, I can just listen through the whole album and I'm like,
That's
yeah.
crazy. You're
I'm
lying.
like, these are awesome. I'm
You're
dead
lying.
serious. No, I am not.
That's
It's
awesome.
no, and I've really enjoyed it. It just shows the depth of your band and yourself and the time you put into it. Yeah, even like Sum 41, Blink 182, Good Charlotte, like things I listen to, and I'm like, oh, this song is awful. I'm like, next,
Yeah.
but it's been really great. And the last question I want to kind of it's not going to be the last one. What is your favorite song that? No, there's only one more after this. What is your favorite song that you've gotten to end up like doing that you've put out so far? And what is something that you've just been like, this is the one for me
That I've made.
that you've made?
You're saying that he enjoys performing or that he liked writing?
All the
Those are different.
those are different, very different.
I would assume so. That was a guess.
Yeah. No, those are very different. I would say writing and creating.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't know. One that's
okay.
coming to me right now is not. I don't know why, but I haven't posted about this song. I haven't used it in any social media videos or anything to like promote it like at all since I've released the album. It's on Time Heals All. It's called
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was actually put in a movie, an indie movie, 2 years ago, I think.
No way.
How'd
And
that happen?
I have whatever songs are accepted into a catalog with this company out in California that pitches my stuff to film and TV and
That's cool.
all that fun stuff. No, that was the only thing I've had hit so far. But that song hits me real hard in the face, in the brain, in the chest, the heart. Like it's for a lot of reasons. Musically, lyrically, the meaning behind it. The vibe you just get from the song, the ending of the song. Especially I'm big on like big, last choruses or outros or endings. One of my closest friends, when the album came out, he had that on repeat for a long time, and I'm sure he still listens to it, and that was his favorite by far. But I don't really listen to it much myself at all. I honestly, it's not that I forgot it existed, but I don't know. It's just one that I think it's because I was never huge on the mix. It was a personal thing because I have so much happening in the production of that song that it was just a nightmare to kind of deal with. In the session, it kind of just became crazy, and I couldn't finish the song to save my life. I just felt like I was endlessly going back and tweaking it. Some things in the song to this day just sounds a little weird to me. So sonically, in terms of the mix, that's probably why I'm like I haven't wanted to like put it out there and be like, oh, look at this. But the song, the chorus is very bare bones. There's not many words, but it carries a lot of the meaning, and it's literally just know you'll be okay. and there's some, words after it in the second phrase. But I don't know. Yeah, the second verse of that song hits hard for me too. It's just the whole thing is takes you on a journey. It's a big journey. Everything, all the songs are, but that one in particular is very. I don't know. It just hits home for me. I've never played it live, and I don't think we ever will. But it's just one of those songs where, like, musically, it would sound weird without backing track of some sort, because I got synths and strings and a lot of background loop guitar parts, and I don't know. There's just a lot in that song. So yeah, that's definitely one of them. If I had to pick one right now.
Yeah, it's a deep song. It's so good.
Thank you.
It's if you're having a tough time, it's kind of like, hey, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I would also say Sever the Bad Ties is a close second, because that's like all the guys in my band, most of people I talk to that I ask the question of what your favorite is, and it's always been that one. Yeah, that encapsulates everything I love about music. So it's also why, the breakdown at the end, the fast paced chorus with that melody too is pretty hard to. I'm an idiot because I make pretty hard melodies, and I sometimes when I sing them, I don't realize how hard it is to actually sing it when I go to do it. I'm just like, Jesus, like, why do I do this to myself? But the melody on the chorus is one of my best I think I've written, and it's I love it. It's a good song, just a good song.
For sure. Last question. I have not been doing great because I forgot, and I'm surprised Ryan doesn't remind me that I forget to do this, but
it's not my thing, it's your thing. I never cared about it.
But something I did very religiously at the beginning of our podcast, and I just remembered today, I was like, we haven't done this. I usually ask Ryan or the guest, what is just some life advice, like, that you would give to anybody with the journey, the lessons that you've learned, or things that you've been through? What is some just any life advice that you would want to give to people, someone?
I said this earlier at some point, but I really truly, it took me a long time to get by this and to just do it. But truly and literally, unless you're, granted you're not hurting anyone or doing anything you shouldn't be doing, but literally don't give a fuck what anyone thinks and do what you want. Just take life by the balls, just fucking and jump. Because if you don't, man, it's just not a way to live for me. If you just, I don't know, don't be scared, just fucking do it.
Love it.
Heck yeah, man.
I know it sounds a little cliche, but that's literally.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
More people need to hear that,
because it hits home with people,
Yeah.
People need to hear it, So
they do.
Nick, thank you so much for your time tonight. It's been such a pleasure getting to talk to you, know you,
absolutely,
hearing where everything comes from. Thank you so much for carving 2 hours out of your night for us. I'm
really looking forward to seeing your journey of success. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing where you're at in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And, you don't ever have to set terms on what that is, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it is.
Me too. I'm scared a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
Don't live in fear.
Not enough to I'm going back to what I just said. Well, not in that sense. It's more so like an exciting scare, because I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think about that. Where am I gonna be? We'll find out. It's hopefully somewhere better than where I'm at now. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, people ask me that before, like, oh, what do you want now? I was like, I don't want anything. I want what happens. I want to live in the moment and see what happens. But in the long run, it's like, it's fun to follow someone that you can tell is talented and see what they're able to do with their talent. So,
yep.
Thank 100%.
You. Appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate you guys. And I'm excited to see where your podcast goes too. Because
building blocks, like we're in the slow pace for it for now. But I do think, like I said, like growth. Like we enjoy doing it, so we want to put it out there and let other people have the opportunity to listen, and think it will eventually grow.
Hell yeah, man! I'm excited to see where it goes for you guys as well. So
For sure.
We appreciate
We'll have
that.
when we're both real big in it, we'll have a second episode for sure.
Get a reunion going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
But you can find Nick on Instagram and TikTok. What's the handle that you run those under so they can pop over there?
It's Nick Rossi _NY for New York.
Sick. And then you can find him on Spotify, YouTube,
Everywhere but Google.
Don't Google me. No. if you do, make sure you add Nick Rossi music or band after, or else things will come up that is not me. And yeah, just don't do it.
I'm gonna have to do it.
Just don't do it, dude. It'll be crazy. Edit this out after, because I don't think it should be in here.
For sure.
Hold on.
It'd be funny. All right.
Go ahead.
It'd be funny if you guys really wanted to troll me. If like you did like a promo, you're like, oh, we had this guy on our podcast. You put the fucking picture of the fucking guy. If you type in my name on Google, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? No.
No, I can stay in because we won't do it.
Yeah, it would look bad for you as well. But
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it would be funny. I'm not gonna
See, this
lie,
is where
but-
trolling happens. This is why people are doing that.
Yeah. This is why we should bully each other,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
With that being said, thank you for everyone tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to listening to Nick's journey and everything that he's doing, that he loves doing. And we will catch y'all on the next one real quick. This will probably be dropped before World Cup. So Ryan,
And then
go wear them out.
We'll have a winning event of some podcast, so
That's right.
The
That's
world.
right. And we're gonna
yeah.
have a good one.
Yes, sir.
So
Hell yeah.
with that being said, take it easy.
Peace.